YouTubers out there. This is NHRA 1975. It is October 19th, 2014. And I don't know if you can tell, but a lot of those leaves are starting to fall. Looks like old man winter's coming. So, time's getting short for stuff to do in the truck. But it have one day this week where it got up to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the 20s in Celsius, compared to right now where it's only about 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So today's really too cold to do any body work. But most of the body work's been done on the truck here. Finished up putting that cab corners on and doing some finishing work in terms of Bondo, and put that last coat of paint on. And as you can tell, there is a defining line here, but at least I kind of measured it off on either side that equals out. The back side I didn't really bother finishing too much, just because the bed's going to follow it up. And the front side, well, there's still a few things, but maybe I'll wait till next year or something to finish it up, or depending on what kind of motivation I have. But I don't think I can do too much more body work on this truck for this year. Probably this truck's gonna be a what they call a 50-50 truck. It looks good going 50 miles an hour 50 feet away, but as I said before, it's gonna be some sort of kind of work truck a little bit, and also pull the Monty. So it's gonna come along though. Next up for the truck is the back. In terms of the rear end, all the brake stuff has to go on it, and the axles go back in and gets filled up, and then I'm hoping to be able to push it over here. I'll attach the bed on with a couple bolts, or more than a couple bolts, but at least enough to keep it on there over the winter. And then up here, work on it in the winter. In terms of taking apart the front suspension, I'll probably take that whole front clip off, so it can really get good access, and take out all the coil springs, the upper lower control arms, redo what's necessary, and just to keep the project carrying on. And maybe set up a little tarp and get a little propane heater out here or something, just so I can work on it when it's not really cold, and just to keep the project moving. And plus to manage the laneway a little bit better for parking. So as I said, I was able to put a real long day on Tuesday, which was just freakishly warm, and I did get both sides, most of the body work done on that, as much as I hoped for. And with that warmer temperatures, it had all the fiberglass and all the various Bondos and the fillers had a chance to all cure properly. So anyway, so that's it for the body work on the truck. The Grand Am, I did get the rear wheel bearings changed. As I said, I did get the front rotors and the calipers changed on it. But it's getting kind of cold out here, and I've been looking at it, and I don't think I'm going to bother with the steering rack. I might wait till next month, send it in to someone. I know a guy there who's pretty good for price, and just get him to do it. I do it in my place here if I was able to use the garage, because it's a type of job where I was reading about it, you need to take the front subframe off in order to get access to it, or at least to get into it, and if I had the Monty, it was movable, I could put the Grand Am in there and take some time off work and do the steering rack. But of course the Monty isn't movable at the moment, so I'm gonna have to basically, I might bring it in. I mean, I'm looking at, this shouldn't be too bad, and I might just do that because I'm running out of time. It's getting cold. So other than that, I mean, all that needs to happen on the Grand Am is change the oil and put on some winter tires, and it's good. The battery died on me, but what happens is there's some kind of small electrical leak, and every about year and a half, couple years, the battery dies. And I've tried to trace it down, but I just get warranties, and I pay like $25-30 for the battery. So it's one of the things about an old car, I guess. There's stuff you just kind of gloss over. But yeah, I guess that's about it for that. I'm starting to now zone in on getting the rear rear brake assembly all put together on the Monty. I poured all the drums in the second coat of that, but have to close the garage and let it warm up here. The hubs are all poured as well, so just to reduce the rust. If anyone wants to see some axles, Dana 70s have 35 spline axles, so that's kind of a sidebar while I'm here. Just quickly going over stuff. Got the welding cart together, and welder doesn't fit on it. This is an Italian welder, so it's actually supposed to be a good name in Italy. And what happened is there's a store up here called Princess Auto that sells, it's like a Harbor Freight, and I bought it from there a few years ago, and I guess they imported it from Italy, and it's just a little bit wider than your standard welder. So what I'll have to do on this is later on down the road just maybe slice that flange off or something and mess around with it just to get it to fit right. For now, a bungee cord will fit it just fine. I mean, it's the way it goes, I guess. But still, hell of a deal on this. I bought this through Harbor Freight for 35 bucks, and you couldn't buy all the steel for 35 bucks. So positive is I got a good deal. I just got to mess around with it to get it to fit right. I guess this is what I used. I'll show you the undercoating too. I thought I could get away with using this rocker guard. It's old. And I put in a Schutz gun and tried to spray the underneath the truck with it, and it's kind of like molasses, turned into molasses over the years. I guess I could have used paint thinner and whatever else, but I just ended up using some of this asphalt undercoating. Actually, this is left over from the Monty from a long time ago. It still ran, but this actually is for roofs, but it's an asphalt type stuff, and it performs just as well. And it does have some anti-corrosion capabilities, so I'll just show you how it looks underneath now. So that's how it came out underneath. Hopefully the light, you can see in the light, but it came out pretty nice. And it should protect the floor pans from rust, and as well, it looks good too, right? And when you're working underneath the truck, it's nice when it's all painted. Then you don't get a lot of debris falling in your face compared to total rust buckets. So that's a nice thing about this stuff. So that worked out really well. So but I guess that's about it. This is the rust paint I used as well. I mean, I didn't bother using body paint, but at least it's a decent brand of rust paint. So, and one thing I guess with the Monty, a little Monty update here. When I forgot to say this, but when I put these new solid mounts in, the headers fit really nice. Whereas before I put the similar situation in with using the other mounts I had, and I used this was the old mount setup I had on the Monty. One side was the polyurethane suspension, one was just a stock. And actually, for whatever reason, I'll show you those again. For whatever reason, the headers didn't fit. So I'm thinking that the block, although it worked, it might have been cocked to one side, and that was maybe why the suspension, why the transmission bell housing cracked. Because right now it fits just fine, so maybe that was why. It would be nice, because then I wouldn't have to worry about anything else. It was an error with the engine mounts, but just something on the side there that hopefully later down the road it works out just fine for me. So anyways, that's it right now. So I'm gonna try to get on the brakes soon and put all that together. Like, these are basically I did try to separate them, so one side for each box, and also I did some little painting and this and that. I might have to look at some schematics to remember, but I tell you what, putting on these drum brake springs, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna take some real manpower. But anyways, good thing I work out. Alright, that's about all the updates for now. Talk to you later. Hello guys, I just finished watching the other video and forgot to add something. It was my fault that the parts were incorrect from Summit. I didn't pay attention enough when I was ordering the pieces. So I ended up ordering the rear discs and the rear pad. So just want to say that Summit's not to blame on that one. So basically what I'll probably do is it's about $50 worth of parts, and shipping it from up here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada is probably going to be like half of that, or probably more. So there's not much of a cost recovery there. So I'll wait until I go to Ogdensburg, New York, and use the post office down there, the USPS, United States Postal Service, and send it from there, and hopefully be a lot less, and I can recover some more costs. The nice thing about Summit is they do have the handshake guarantee, and these parts were ordered, or the shipping date was the 22nd of September, so I can you have 3 months, so I can wait until December. So I imagine there'll be at least one more parts run down there to Ogdensburg, so I'll just do that. Just want to add that in. So, and now I'm able to figure out how to use some sort of software editing thing, so I can add stuff in now, and that's that. All right, talk to you later.